Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about the movies, obviously, shows, programs, theme parks, whatever the case may be. So for this video, it's of course again going to be one of their live action movies, folks. Oh yeah. I mean, right now, I've spoken about a lot of their live action stuff anyway, so talking about another one's not gonna hurt nobody, I guess. So, yeah. So, for this movie, it's the film titled, yep, it is this one, folks. So, I just thought, well, might as well. It's been a while since I last actually saw this, so here we go. Yeah, this is supposed to be one of their historical type movies, so like a period piece. So, it's supposed to be one of those kinds of films. And yeah, loosely based on this historical figure, I guess you can say. So Disney wants to do their own version of some events, of course, based on history. I mean, okay, it's not the only time they've done this. They've done this quite a few times before and after, of course. Whether it's based on historical individuals, I make their own characters out of this, or books or whatever. So it makes sense to me. So yeah, I've been reviewing a lot of their live action stuff anyway. Yeah, I've seen this a while ago, so that's I might as well get to it. So anyway, as usual, folks, I do have to talk about the plot. So let's just get into it, shall we? So let's talk about the story. Oh yeah. So our main character here is this really kind individual, folks, of course, and he is kidnapped by the English soldiers, and he is sent to be taken into England along with this other individual. So yikes. Holmes also was captured by the sailors. So yeah, this was set in the early 17th century when this ship they are on arrived in this area. So our main character and this other individual are forced to work for the employer of the crew. And the thing is that yeah, our main character is thrown into the ring with a giant grizzly. Their battle becomes a spectacle for the individuals who are watching. However, our main character is able to calm the angry bear by singing some sort of tune, I guess you could say. So the audience and some other people are surprised by this, of course. But anyway, he's eventually he is taken by these these individuals who tend to be like religious and whatnot. So yeah, there was that. And a good chunk of film takes place with that and having discussions of people having different belief system and it's okay to have different beliefs and whatnot. Yeah, this film does try to discuss the idea that we all can get along despite your background being different from the other, despite having different churches and whatnot. Which yeah sounds honorable when you think about it, but yeah, the thing is that unless you speaking about the Jehovah's Witnesses, no, they're all caught. So yes, it's should be to get along, but like the old saying goes, there are exceptions to the rule. Again, the Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being bitter over here, folks. We've been, yeah, the church folks and I don't have a great history. Just saying. Anyway, but that's kind of besides the point, I guess. Our main character is trying to get along with anybody and everyone, despite being, different. Which, yes, is fine. We can all get along despite, our differences, have some sort of diversity. It can make us strong and whatnot. And just because people speak different languages doesn't mean we can't get along. All that jazz, of course, and whatnot. Yes, there's going to be of course, there's going to be some bad eggs, of course. Yeah, obviously. But yeah, overall, this was a pretty solid little movie, I guess you can say. I'd say I recommend it. Obviously, I'm not expecting this to be 100% accurate to what this is supposed to be based upon, of course. I was not expecting that whatsoever. So, Yeah, Disney, like I was saying earlier, was trying to do their own version of course, when it comes to like, the story of the first Thanksgiving as told by this Native American and whatnot. So there's that. So there's going to be some sort of viable lessons to be taught here, and trying to be self-conscious, I guess you can say. So I mean, okay, you might be misguided in some parts, like the whole religious stuff I just mentioned a moment ago, but you get the idea what they were trying to aim for. There's different people and whatnot, so that's fine, of course. But yeah, okay. So yeah, this is definitely one of those types of movies. I guess you could watch from time to time. I didn't really have an issue with this, not really. Yeah, okay, yes. This might be a little too mushy for some people out there, but I will admit, yeah, I do think that Disney films from the 1990s do have a certain charm to them, really. Yeah, there's a certain, I guess, charm to the Disney films that came out during the 90s. And yeah, I do think that that's kind of be a positive thing right there, folks. Yes, okay, this was by no means a perfect movie by any means. Yes, some of the dialogue can be cheesy and whatnot, but still, I thought this was a pretty good film as a whole. It may not be the biggest budget in the entire film industry, but it does have its moments. You can tell that there was actually a fairly decent budget to it, as I guess you can say. And you can tell the wardrobes, the settings, and whatnot, which Disney we're talking about. Of course, it's going to at least have a decent budget towards it. So that's perfectly fine. So there's that, I guess you can say, folks. So this movie as a whole, I did think that it does quite a bit right. Of course, it does more right than wrong, I suppose. So I can't really get mad at this really as a whole. Of course, I did think that there was an attempt here to make a good movie. It was clearly competently made, so there was that. I've seen far worse than this made by the company, and I've seen far worse made by other companies. So this one's pretty alright in its own little way, folks. And for what it's worth, I didn't exactly hate it. No, I thought it was actually pretty charming in its own little way, and as in it tries to tell the story of this individual, and the acting, yeah, the acting is actually pretty good. I like the acting that was in this film, so it's well performed in that regard as well. So no complaints when it comes to that really. So there's that, I suppose. So yeah. So I'm giving this film an overall rating of a 6.7 out of 10. I think it's a 6.7 out of 10 for me. So yeah, a solid movie. As always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.